Hello, Master Numerologist Andre Alva Moore with part 2 on the master number 22. Okay, let's get started. Right here at the top, you see the master number 22. And the 22 is a builder of grand structures. Okay, so for example, you'll probably find people that's in the field of archaeology, anthropology, that will carry a 22 energy because they're interested in uncovering lost civilizations, lost societies. They think about doing things on a grand scale. Whereas the softer aspect, this 4 energy, the softer aspect is more or less interested in laying down practical foundations. You'll find your mathematicians, your engineers, people that likes to play around with wood. It's probably vibrating on the softer aspect of the number 4. Now hieroglyphically, this number 2, you can see this 2 energy bends, like in contrast to the 1 energy. You see the 1 energy do not bend, and so it's not a number that readily yields, but the number 2. So it bends as though it is bowing, symbolizing a need for humility and servitude. Okay, so that's the number 2 energy there. Now here's the Buddha's number pattern. You see 2 3 4 4 8 1. Now let's take this pattern here, 4 4 8 1. Now this 4 4 8 1 pattern carries a lot of weight because the 4 energy is a building. The 8 energy is like a corporation, and the 1 energy is the person that's in charge of that corporation. So it's a very heavy energy, and there's a lot of responsibility that is associated with the 4, the 8s, and the 1. So the 4 4 8 1 pattern carries a lot of weight. It denotes a practical and disciplined type of character. An individual that has a predomination of 4s and 8s and 1s is a very down-to-earth kind of individual, a type of individual that's very serious and very focused on achieving their objectives in life. But because it is so heavy, these 4s and these 8s and these 1s have to learn to loosen up their vibration a lot more, and it's difficult and it's very challenging for an individual that carries a pattern of a 4 4 8 1. Now, so the double 4s are the builders of life, and it's based on solid principles. Now, the 8 contains double 4s because 4 plus 4 equals 8, and the 8 is interested in erecting businesses, and the number 1 like to manage those businesses. But when these 4 digits are added together, the 4 plus 4 equals 8, 8 plus 8 equals 16, 16 plus 1 equals 17, and 1 plus 7 equals 8. Now these double 8s, the 8 that you see here and here, when added together, dissolves into the blissful number 7. You see that? 8 plus 8 equals 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. Now the numbers 8 and 7 sits in opposition to each other, so they must learn the lessons of balancing the outer reality with the inner reality. The 7 energy is inward. It pursues the pursuits of one's higher consciousness, and the 8 is outer. It pursues commerce, the material aspect of life. Now you need both. You need to be able, because see, the 7 energy sits in a cave, right? But the 7 still has to consume food. It still has to make sure that it keeps its body warm, so it needs clothes. And all of that is going to require substance, resources that comes from the 8 vibrational energy. But they're in distinct opposition to one another. But a person with an 8-7 pattern must learn to balance these 2 opposing vibrational energies. And that takes wisdom. Preferably, the 7 energy, if you have an 8-7 pattern, the trick is to, before you try to go out into the world to accomplish your business, you should pray and meditate first. That's basically what it's saying. Pray and meditate and contemplate first, then go out into the world. The 7 energy will raise your vibrational frequency, allowing you to have an easier time in achieving your quest for material goods. Okay? Now, the 44 is a master number. These two fours to come together here and here. Now, the master number, it elevates its consciousness, okay, to a higher level. And so it's not really interested in the lower realms of the number 4. Its primary pursuit is of high spiritual aspects of reality. But it's a very disciplined number. It's a very focused number. And it's a number that has a lot of strength. You'll find a lot of people that has very strong physical constitution, that has a very 44 energy. Someone that can lift a lot of weights. Someone that can just have just astounding physical power, like a Hercules or like a Samson. Just extraordinary power. That's the 44 energy. Now, the front pattern, 2, 3, 4, when added together, is going to give us the vibration of the number 9, because the 2 and the 3 makes the 5, and then the 5 and 4 makes the 9, and that dissolves into the compassion number 9, and then the back end, which is the 8-1 pattern, when added together, gives you the 9. Now, these double 9s, along with the blissful number 7, is going to soften the hardness and harshness of the 4-4-8-1 pattern. See, this 4-4-8-1 pattern is a very hard, inflexible kind of vibration. But because of these 9s, these two 9s, the one that you see here and here, and this 7 energy is going to allow this 4-4-8-1 pattern to become a little bit softer in its approach. A little bit more, will show a little bit more compassion with people that it comes in contact with. That's the significance of and the relevancy of these double 9s and this 7 energy. And back up here, like you see, there's 2 7s. You have the 7 that comes from these 2 8s. 8 and 8 is 16, which gives you a 7. And then you have the this 7 energy here, the compound number, the sub-element of 7, that when added to the 1 energy brings you back to the 8. So these 2 8s also reveals a person that has a spiritual connection as well. Now, the number pattern for Lord Buddha is 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 1. 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 1. And when you add that energy together, you're going to get 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. Then 21 plus 1 is going to be the Master's Buddha's name vibration, the number 22, which is the founder of Buddhism. Okay, so the 22 is a grand master, and to build to have a religion in honor of your name, I would say it's something grand. That's heavy lifting to bring about a new philosophy, a different type of philosophy, a new type of way of life, an approach to be able to tap into one's spirituality. Just like with Jesus, Christianity came out of that. And so that is a grand accomplishment. And so that's what 22 does. It has the ability to bring about grand accomplishments. So I hope you enjoy this visual presentations of the master number 22. And my next video, I'm going to tackle the master number 33. Each time you go up, the energy becomes a lot more intense, a lot more vibrant, and it requires a lot more discipline and understanding of these powers in order to be able to not have these powers work detrimental in your life. Because a lot of times, it's like, okay, let me give you this quick example. For example, let's take water. Now, if I'm carrying a bucket of water and I pour that bucket of water, upon you, it's going to have an effect upon you, but it's not going to really change you that much. You're going to get wet. You're going to get soaked. If I surprise you with it, you may get angry with it. But then, on the other hand, if I was to release a fire hose of water on you, okay, that's That's a much more forceful force. So those 22s and 33s and 11s, it's like they coming out like with a fire hose. That water has a lot of pressure and it can do a lot of damage. And a lot of times, if you don't have the physicality, the discipline to hold that fire hose, to be able to contain that force of that water that's kicking out of that fire hose, all that pressure, it can come back on you, and you can find yourself experiencing detrimental to yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. So these higher vibrations are not to be played with. They are to be respected. They are to be respected. So anyhow, in the next video, I'll bring to you my insights on the master number 33. Thank you. Peace.